My name is Duddy, set of builds and stuff. Today I want to show you a video all around the Wicked Implement and the Osmiomancy gloves. This build absolutely destroys GMs and it makes Wicked Implement slap really hard. Some absolutely huge damage, so stay with me if you're looking for a Wicked Implement build. So we will start off with the Wicked Implement. It's an exotic scout rifle. It's got a perk on there, creeping attrition. Rapidly landing precision hits causes targets to become slowed. So loads of slowing and freezing effects. It's also got Tithing Harvest on there. While creeping attrition is active, destroying stasis crystals or landing precision final blows creates a stasis shard. This stasis shard returns to you, and collected stasis shards refill the magazine. So slow and freeze things for refills. Wicked Implement's got the catalyst on there, precision final blows, spawn a stasis crystal, that's headstone, and then collected stasis shard will overflow this magazine. So this actually works perfectly with one of the stasis aspects, Glacial Harvest on the Warlock. Freezing targets create stasis shards around the frozen targets, higher tier combatants create more shards. So you could just freeze things, collect the shards. Whisper of Conduction is a fragment that works really nicely with this because all the nearby stasis shards, they're going to track towards your position like so. So they're all tracking nicely. This works really nicely with the Osmiomancy gloves. These enhance your cold snap grenades. They have an additional charge that recharges quicker on direct impact. The seeker spawned from the cold snap grenade travels further. Now that's if you just use them on their own, but you can actually pair it with the other aspect we're using in this build, Blink Watcher. This converts your cold snap grenade into a freezy turret. So we're just going to have turrets that will plant. So elemental charge, what we're going to add to this build on our legs, every time you create a stasis shard, you're going to have a chance to become charge light, or have an armor charge, sorry. We're going to use that armor charge for stasis weapon surges, and then with the Whisper of Conduction, they're all just going to keep traveling towards you, and we're going to keep getting our armor charges via elemental charge. So via the cold snap grenade, obviously you've got loads and loads of control, but you're just going to cause an infinite amount of shards without the weapon anyway. Without Wicked Implement, you're just going to create loads of shards, but the Wicked Implement just going to add to them shards. So you've just got a constant flow of getting your armor charge for your stasis weapon surges on your legs. So, as well as having infinite armor charges for your stasis weapon surge, we're also going to add Whisper of Rending. Primary ammo weapons do increased damage to stasis crystals and frozen targets. That's a 42% damage increase that you do to frozen targets. So just on its own, you get a 42% damage increase to frozen targets. Plus, you'll see on that bottom left, I'm always pretty much going to have an armor charge times 1, times 2, or times 3. Because of the elemental charge and all of the shards that we're creating and that Whisper of Conduction, all of them shards are just going to keep traveling nicely towards us, consistently giving us an armor charge. So we're always going to have 2 armor charges for our stasis weapon surges, 17% plus the 42% from Whisper of Rending. This makes Wicked Implement absolutely slap. It just absolutely destroys big enemies. Mages and miners and GMs really go down quick. We've also got Pillar of Ice, defeating frozen targets that spawn stasis crystals, and also Hail the Storm, shattering frozen targets and stasis crystals deal increased damage. Shattering stasis crystals releases shards of ice that damage and slow targets. So once you add these 2 seasonal artifact perks in there, we've just got damage from every source of the build. Pretty much infinite armor charges for your stasis weapon surges, Whisper of Rending going on for a maximum of 42% rending, plus the 17% from your weapon surges, plus all the stasis shattering effects from the seasonal artifact perk, plus control from the Osmiomancy gloves. And this thing, the whole build just absolutely slaps GMs. In this particular GM, it wasn't stasis burn, it was strand and solar, but it didn't make no difference. It was just absolutely destroying. And on top of that, with the Osmiomancy gloves, you've also got some really nice ad control for various different occasions. So you get enemies spawn on you, you can throw one of your cold snap grenades down, and on top of that you can use the other one to freeze targets consistently over about 20-30 seconds. That turret is just going to stay there, and like I said, keep that other one for dodgy spawns like this where something spawns on you. Just absolute control with the Osmiomancy gloves, plus all the slowing from the Wicked Implement. But what we could do to buff our damage out even more is I really like to run a lasting impression rocket launcher, and we're using Stasis Shards, so we may as well take advantage of the Palmyra B or an auto-loading lasting impression stasis rocket launcher, and just freezing stuff, bang, get your rocket launcher in there in between the shots, so you can slow things, which we know with the Wicked Implement is really good for unstoppables and overloads. And while they're slowed, just get your lasting impression auto-loading in there. 2 sources of damage instantly, and look at this, bang, gone. Some really top damage with this setup, guys. I'm going to quickly go over my fragments and aspects, really just to sort of nail them. Glacial Harvest is one we've touched on, absolutely crucial. Bleak Watcher, this is the one you need for your Osmiomancy gloves to get your 2 freezer turrets. Again, they're crucial. Cold Snap Grenade is the grenade you need to use for the Osmiomancy gloves. Fragments, I like to run Whisper of Conduction, which we've touched on. I call them Stasis Shards, travel towards you from the Osmiomancy freezes or your melee freezes as well. Whisper of Shards, shattering the Stasis Crystal, temporarily boost your grenade recharge rate. So whenever you shatter one of those seasonal artifact crystals, you're going to get loads and loads of grenade energy. Whisper of Rending and Whisper of Endurance. Whisper of Endurance is really crucial as well, because this gives your freezer turrets an extra 10 seconds. All your slowing effects have an increased duration. Mods, on my class item, I like to run Reaper. Every time you use your class ability, your next kill spawns an orb. Outreach to reduce your melee cooldown when you use your class ability. And I also like to run Bomber. Every time you use your class ability, you also gain a bit of grenade energy. So grenade and melee energy on Riftcast. On my legs, Elemental Charge, which we've touched on. This is the one that gives you a chance to become Armor Charge every time you pick up one of them Stasis Shards. And then 2 Stasis Weapon Surges for 17% extra damage. Again, that does stack with Whisper of Rending. 42% plus 17%. Big damage. On your chest piece, you can sort of mix and match these up to what you're doing at the time. I was running at the time Concussive 2 Void, but you can run whatever you want. On the arms, I like to run Bolstering Detonation. Grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a grenade, and then causing damage with a powered melee attack reduces your grenade cooldown. And then I also like to run a Font of Vigor to give myself plus 50 to get that armor charge. Every time you got an armor charge, you get plus 50 to your strength. Now finally, the helmet mod. I really like to run this one from the seasonal artifact perk. Thermodynamic Siphon, Rapid Solar and Rapid Stasis Final Blows create an orb of power. And because we're running an exotic primary, Heavy Ammo Finder just goes ham. You get loads and loads of heavy ammo drops if you get kills with your Wicked Implement, which you do. And then Heavy Ammo Scout for your teammates. But that's the setup, that's the build. I hope you found this somewhat helpful. Wicked Implement really does go hard with this build. Pretty much infinite armor charges, very easily. And again, loads and loads of damage with that Wicked Implement. Freezing effects, shattering effects going everywhere. Let me know what you think. If you found this helpful, drop me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you like builds. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.